I have a challenge for you guys. Can you find a better center build than the one I'm about to show you on all of YouTube? I don't think you will, but if you can, you win. This build gets the best dunks in the game. It has insane defense with all gold badges and some Hall of Fame, and it gets the best jump shot of the game, which is Tracy McGrady, and 99% of other centers don't have that. Today, I'm gonna break down and show you guys the best center build in all of NBA 2K24. I'm doing this video on next gen as many of my other build videos are. But if you're on current gen, I'm sure this build will work just fine. You might have to just tweak it a little bit. I spent hours in the My Player Builder creating this build so that you guys don't have to. So if you guys haven't, make sure to sub up, and I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's get into it. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm in the My Player Builder, and when you click A to create a new build, you will have this Rebirth quest. If you're brand new to the game, you won't have this. So if this is your first build ever, you're not going to have this quest. However, if you have another build and it's already a 90 plus overall, before you make this build, go on that 90 plus overall player, go to your quest tab and do the Rebirth quest. All you have to do is talk to Ronnie 2K in the city, and you'll now have Rebirth builds, which will allow you to start at a 90 overall. You start at a 60, but you can upgrade to a 90 off rip instead of an 85, and all your badges start at silver instead of bronze. So yes, we're going to want to make this build a Rebirth. Now, when you guys are in here, you have three options: create your own NBA templates and community builds. Of course, I have my own community build in the game, as you guys can see right here. I have a point guard build, but this is a center build. If you go over to the centers, you have Lily, you have Joey 2K center build. Great options. They're also 7-1, so they're going to be pretty slow. We're not going to want to use any of those NBA template builds. I mean, we could look at them real quick. You got Bam template, we got DeAndre Ayton's template, DeMarcus Cousins. We can scroll through them. There's a bunch of other templates, but what we want to do if we want to make the best build possible is, of course, we're going to want to start from scratch, and we're going to want to create our own build. I go with righty. It's personal preference. If you like shooting with lefty players, then go lefty. It doesn't matter. The position doesn't really matter. I will go with power forward, because if you're going to play prom or rec, this build right here will be more of like a back end. And what I mean by that is we're not going to be making like a 7-footer. You know, if you play prom, you're probably going to want to have a 7-footer on your team. This build is going to be a little bit faster than that. It's going to be good at, you know, defense compared to a 7-footer, where that build's a little bit slow. And I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense, but basically, if you play prom or rec, you're going to want this build at the 4. Although if you play park, this build's going to be a great center for the 2s, the 3s, whatever mode you want to play. Trust me, I'm putting y'all on with this. If you're one of those people that just doesn't feel right making it a power forward because I titled it it's a center video, then go ahead, put the position on center. It really does not matter. Now hear me out. If you're a casual player watching this video, you play 2K maybe 2 hours a week, maybe this is your first time playing 2K this year, you might be a little bit thrown off by this, but I've played hours. I'm a top 100 rep player in the world. I've played in a ton of different wagers. I've won events on this game. The best height for centers this year is 6'8" or maybe 6'9", but for this build right here, we're gonna want to go with 6'8". All the players that run the comp stage, the ante-up, play for money are 6'8". I'm not gonna say all of them because there are those one-off players, but 90 to 95% of centers are 6'8". Now the weight, this is a little bit debatable, and I'll tell you guys why in a second. Depending on if you want more offensive rebound or if you want more speed, you can go lower. So if you're a guy that's gonna want a lot of speed, you can go 252. However, I'm gonna go with 260 for the weight. I'll explain the weight thing a little bit more later. If you want more speed and say less offensive rebound, or if you want less free throw, we'll get into that, because I know some of you guys don't want free throw as much. So if you don't want as much free throw, you know, you're gonna play mainly park where you don't shoot free throws, then maybe you'll want more speed, which you need to lower the weight for. But again, I'll get into that more later. For the wingspan on center builds and pretty much all defensive builds in the game, you want to go up on the wingspan. Pretty much all center builds are going to be max at a 7'6" wingspan. As I said earlier, we're going to get the best jump shot base in the game, which is Tracy McGrady, but in order to get that, you need an 87 mid-range shot or an 87 3-point shot. So I'm going to lower the wingspan down to 7'4". Now, if you guys don't use Tracy McGrady jump shot, then you don't have to do this, because you can get a base that is, you know, 85 or under. Maybe you like using JT Thor, or maybe, I think maybe you can get Dyson Daniels. There's another jump shot that you like. I don't know what y'all use, but if you like something that you only need an 85 or under, then you can go 7'6" max wingspan, because that's going to be the best option defensively. However, I know that going with 7'4" so that I can get the Tracy McGrady jump shot is just going to turn me into such a better player. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a slight hit on defense, lowering the wingspan by 2, so it's not a lot, literally 2 inches, and I'm going to be shooting astronomically better. And if you all want the best jump shot videos for any build in the game, I'll put a link in the description. Before we get into the first upgrade of this center build, if you guys haven't seen, I made a new channel about basketball, the NBA. If you like NBA basketball a lot, I recommend you sub up. Called Solo Hoops. I'll put a link in the description. I'm talking basketball every day over there. Be one of my first subscribers ever. If Austin Eckler gets 1 yard, you're making money on Underdog Fantasy. You have to sign up with code Solo to get these special offers. Eckler plays today, the day that I'm posting it. So if you're seeing this in time, hop on the Eckler special, get the 1-yard special. It's free money. If you're watching this a few days after I posted it, you'll still get a 1-yard Lamar Jackson special for this Sunday. Or if you're still a little bit late after that, you'll get a 1-yard Jalen Hurts for the Monday Night Football game. If you guys are signing up way down the line, you'll still get a special. It'll just be for a different player. I'm not sure when you guys are watching this video. But what Underdog Fantasy is it's higher or lower on your favorite players' player stats. As you guys can see, I picked out 5 of my favorite players. I went higher on all of them because I have to have faith in them. Now I will 20x my money if all of these are correct. So if you put $10, you'll win $200. There's also the insurance feature, which you could get one wrong and still win money. It's not called Underdog Fantasy for no reason. They have a ton of fantasy drafts. These are not season long. Some of them are, but mainly these are like, look at this battle royale for week 15. They have a battle royale draft every single week and you're just drafting for 1 week of NFL. There's not a lot of like in-season management with these Underdog Fantasy drafts. Again, code solo gives you these specials and it gives you a $100 deposit bonus. They're going to match whatever you put in. So if you put in 10, they'll match it and give you 20. And the NFL season's coming to an end. Football is one of the best to make picks on, so don't miss out. You only got a few weeks left till the NFL season's really over. Okay, so now it's time to upgrade the build, and this is where you can go fatally wrong. Fatal is kind of a crazy word to use, but this is where you can go very wrong with the build if you're not following my exact instructions. So I need y'all to listen up as I'm upgrading each thing. Like I said, we want the Tracy McGrady jump shot base, which you need an 87.3 or mid-range. This build can't get an 87.3, so we're gonna max out that mid-range, get an 87 mid-range, which middies are actually very overpowered this year, so this is not a bad upgrade at all. Also, with this upgrade, we're gonna get a ton of badges like gold catch and shoot, which we can't get by just upgrading our 3-point shot. Also gold guard ups down here. You guys can see the rest of the silver badges and gold badges as I scroll down. We also get Hall of Fame comeback kid. We're gonna go ahead and put our 3-point all the way up to a maxed out 80 so that we can shoot the best possible from 3. Obviously we're gonna want to shoot good from 3. We do get the jump shot base in at 87, so if you really want, you can go with like a 75.3. I mean, you could lower it as much as you want, but for me, I want to be as good of a shooter as I can, so we're gonna go with 80. For the free throw, we're gonna come back to this because this is a little bit debatable. It depends what game modes you are planning to play on this build. Real quick, let's just get it out of the way. We're gonna go with a 70 pass accuracy on this build, which I do not think gets you any pass styles, but that's okay because pass styles are a little bit overrated unless you go with like a really high pass accuracy and you go with like an 88, 87, 89, you know what I'm saying? Like an upper 80s pass accuracy. We're only gonna go with a 70 pass accuracy, which gives us bronze break starter, bronze dimer, bronze relay passer, and bronze special delivery. And if you guys been watching a lot of build videos this year, you know all you need is a 63 or higher pass accuracy to make a solid pass in this game. Let's go to one of the most important upgrades for a center, and that is going to be defensive rebound. We're going to put this all the way up to a 93, but as you guys can see at 92 we get gold rebound chaser. We're going to go one higher to get defensive rebound at a 93, which will help us with box out beast when we upgrade our strength, but we're not going to look at that for now. Some center builds will go 99 defensive rebound and get Hall of Fame rebound chaser. I can't even get that on this build if I wanted to. It only goes to a 95, but that has to do with our wingspan and I believe our weight. I don't really think you need Hall of Fame, and it's very expensive to go to 99 rebound. It's very expensive to go to 99 of any stat, but with a 92 gold rebound chaser, I mean, we really have 93. Like I said, we're one above the threshold for gold rebound chaser. With this, we're gonna get a lot of boards. And for the offensive rebound, now for this, we're not gonna really get a lot of badges. We did just get post playmaker, so that's one badge, but we're not getting, you know, rebound chaser higher by upgrading our offensive rebound. So this is kind of up to you. If you want to go lower on the offensive rebound to get other stats, you can. And this is something that we'll talk about later, but I'm gonna max it out and go with an 88 offensive rebound. One of the glitchiest parts about this entire build is the steal. We're gonna put this up to a 91 steal, which is a steal rating that a lot of lockdowns use. Actually, that's not true. A lot of lockdowns probably go more like 95, 96 steal, but a 91 steal will pretty much turn you into a lockdown. And I see a lot of centers this year that won't upgrade their steal. And by a lot of centers, I mean a lot of bad centers. Like if someone's telling you to make a center build and it has a 35 steal or it has a 45 steal, you know what I'm saying? That is not a good center build. I don't care what the rest of the build is. You need to have at least an 85 steal on your center build. And with this, we're gonna get gold glove, which is actually a very glitchy badge this year. And we're gonna have that on a center. And then we're gonna have interceptor. So this is probably the best badge that we're getting with this on gold, and right stick gripper on gold. This build is gonna have a really high block. We're gonna go with an 87 block, which will give us silver anchor in a second when we upgrade our interior defense, which is going to go up to an 82 interior defense. As you can see, we have silver anchored. For some of these other badges that aren't lit up yet, we have to do our physicals. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We want as much speed as possible on a center so that we can play the best defense on the PN PNR. And I mean, that's really it. That's really why we want the most speed. So we're going to max it out and go with a 79 speed. Acceleration, we're going to keep at a 64 for now. And then when we talk about our strength, this is very important when it comes to centers. We talk about the badge box out beast in the top right corner. As you can see, bulldozer, immovable enforcer, brick wall. There's a lot of important center badges that correlate to your strength upgrade. So I see a lot of centers, or some centers I should say, go with a 99 strength. That is something you could consider. But if I was to go with a 99 strength right now, that will pretty much max out our build. Like, we haven't even touched our finishing yet at all, and we haven't touched, you know, our vertical, our perimeter defense. There's still things we need to upgrade. So the way that I want to make my center build is we're going to bring this down and we're going to go with a 90 strength, because that just saves us a lot of attributes. And with this, we still get Hall of Fame box out beast, as you guys can see, and we get gold brick wall. So the only difference is we don't have Hall of Fame brick wall. That is one badge upgrade, and it's going to save us a lot of attributes. We can upgrade a ton of other things. If you guys think that Hall of Fame brick wall is that important, then go ahead, upgrade it. It's not a terrible decision, but I'd rather spend attributes elsewhere. And a 90 strength is mad high. Like you're not really weak at all with a 90 strength. Next up, we're gonna max out our stamina, which goes all the way up to a 98. This is an upgrade that is very cheap in the builder. It does not, you know, take up a lot of your overall, so you might as well max it out. Also, this will help us get workhorse. We're gonna have this on gold. Now, vertical correlates to a few badges. It also correlates to some dunks, which we'll get into in a second. But the main thing with vertical, at least to me, when we're talking about centers, is going to be rebounding. This actually helps you get more boards. So we're gonna put this up to an 84 vertical. This will give us gold chase down. We're also going to have aerial wizard in a second. I believe we're gonna have this on Hall of Fame once we upgrade our finishing. Let's finish off the defense. We're gonna put our perimeter defense up to a 76, which will give us 94 feet. You know, I've seen some centers go to 90 or a 78, I should say, perimeter defense, which will give you silver ankle braces. I don't think that's needed. Ankle brace is not that important of a badge, so we're going to go with a 76, which will give us that 94 feet badge. You can go 75 if you want, but I'd rather get that badge on bronze, so we're going to go with a 76 for perimeter defense. Now we have to upgrade our finishing, which our post control, we're going to bring this down to a 30. I think it's that high because when I upgraded the strength earlier, it upped it. Never make a build in NBA 2K24 that does not have a 45 standing dunk or higher. If you're making a build, if someone is telling you to make a build that has a 40 standing dunk or a 30 or anything below a 45, they do not know what they're talking about. Click off of that video immediately. With a 45 standing dunk, this allows you to get the basic standing dunk animations, and that's all you need. That is really all you need to do standing dunks in this game. So if you're going below that, then I don't know what to tell you. But for this build and for a lot of centers, you're going to want to go higher. So we're going to go actually way higher. This is going to be one of our highest upgrades on the entire build. It's going to give us great badges. We're going to go all the way up to a 92 standing dunk on this build. We're going to get gold precision dunker, which is an OP badge. Hall of Fame aerial wizard. As I said earlier, you need an 84 vertical for that, so that's why we went that high on vertical, which you could even go higher on vertical if you want to help out with the boards. Gold fast twitch is going to be crazy, and gold rise up is going to be insane. Next up, we're going to upgrade our driving dunk, and a lot of people, a lot of casuals that are watching this video might think, oh, I need a higher driving dunk than a standing dunk. We already have a 92 standing dunk. I would rather have that on driving dunk. That is not true. You do not need a higher driving dunk than standing dunk. If you're going to talk to a lot of the best centers of the game, they're going to tell you go higher on the standing dunk. Driving dunk is a little bit overrated this year, and if you have a high driving dunk and you have, you know, Hall of Fame posterizer or something like that, it's just going to force you to take bad shots, smothered shots, try to go crazy, put someone on a poster. It's just not going to be, you know, good for your overall gameplay and winning. Now, if you have a 55 driving dunk, which we're going to have, you can get the Klay Thompson dunk package, so make sure that you equip that once you make this build. And if you go all the way up to a 70, which is what we're going to put it at, you can get the flashy rim hangs. It's a park dunk, and it is actually an insanely OP dunk package, so make sure that you put that on. Okay, so now we have some options with this last attribute upgrade. You guys can see on the top we're 98 out of 99. You can go 94 defensive rebound. I wouldn't do that because you're not going to get any extra badges with it. It is one upgrade for your defensive rebound, so that is an option for you guys to do. Like I said, there's a lot of different things. If you guys are planning to play rec or pro-am, you can upgrade your free throw, so it's a 62 right now, but if you want an 85 free throw, this could be a pretty glitchy build. If you know you're going to play a lot of rec and a lot of pro-am, then this would be a really good option, and this could be the build that you go with. However, there's some other options that you guys should consider. And one of those options would be to back out, and you guys can change the weight. This isn't gonna, erase your progress. So if you go right back in, it will still have it. If you go to 252 though, you can get an 80 speed. So you can get your speed upgraded, and then I'd probably put the rest on free throw. So the build would look like this: 80 speed, not in a 78 free throw, but your offensive rebound went down to an 86, so it dropped down 2. So this is probably not the option that I would go with. So once again, let's go like this. Let's bring the free throw down, and I'm just giving you guys options because I know some of you guys have different play styles, so I'm gonna try to help out as much as I can. What you could do is put this back up to 260, which is what we were at before, but you could go even higher to where the offensive rebound can go to an 89, which is at 267. So then if we put this up to an 89, bang, this could be the final build. If you're going to play a lot of park, a lot of stage, Pro-Am 3v3, and you don't plan on playing record Pro-Am, you go with a 62 free throw and you get the +3 to your offensive board. And actually, I just realized that it upgraded my Excel by 1. So if you take that down, you can go 89 offensive rebound and then put your free throw up to a 70. So I'm not going to lie, I think this is probably the best option here. And with a 70 free throw, you're still going to be hitting a lot. Matter of fact, you need a 71 to get free points. So what I'd probably do is, take your stamina down to a 97. Bang, you're getting free points on bronze. That's a really good badge. And I don't know about y'all, but I think this is the best center build in the game. What are the flaws? Really, what can y'all point out to me that are the flaws? And when you factor in the fact that we have an 87 mid-range, just give us the best base in the game, Tracy McGrady, it's unanimous on this game amongst the best players that's the best jump shot. And a lot of other center builds don't have this upgrade, or they don't get an 87 mid-range. I think I really made the best center build in the world. Now it's time to see the shades. It's time to see what the build is called. I know a lot of y'all care a lot about this. We got Pistons, Cavs, and Grizzlies, Dave DeBuscher, Evan Mobley, and Jaren Jackson. And the build is called a glass cleaning spot up threat. That's a pretty glitchy name. There's a lot of other just simple common center names. This is not one of them. This is not a center build name that you see around the park, everywhere you look. In fact, I haven't seen too many builds with this name. So if you're a person that cares a lot about build names, then I don't think this one's too bad. Now that you guys have the build, again, I'm going to recap some of the animations and things that you need to do on this build to make it the best possible. So for the dunk packages, make sure you put on the Klay Thompson dunk package. Also put on the flashy rim hangs. It is a park dunk. It goes crazy. You can equip a few other dunk packages like the standing dunks. Make sure you put on the standing dunks that you can get, because we didn't put on a 92 standing dunk on this build for no reason. We have an 87 mid-range for a reason. Make sure you put on a Tracy McGrady jump shot. Again, I'll put the jump shot video in the description, but I will be dropping a new one like next week, or I might even drop it on Christmas, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, if you make this build, go ahead and leave a comment down below what you think of it. If you make it and you want to come back a week from now, leave your comment. How is it going? And if you guys want to see how I was one of the best centers in the world and won unlimited playmaking boost in the boot camp event, then click the video on your screen right now.